I met Jesus in the most unusual way. It never should have happened. You see, he's a Jew, and Jews don't talk to Samaritans, and men don't just strike up a conversation with strange women, and no one talks to me. If he really knew what I was like, he would not have wanted to talk to me, except he did.
It all began on a typical sweltering day at Jacob's well.
A real scorcher, highs in the triple digits. To avoid the midday heat, the women of the well made their daily trek to the well early in the morning when it was cooler.
Except for that woman. She wasn't welcome in their club.
I don't see her this morning. Maybe she finally got the message and she'll stay away from our well.
Let's hope she'll finally stay on the other side of town where she belongs. My family deserves clean water. Who knows where her water jug has been?
It's not just an issue of personal hygiene. It's a matter of moral turpitude.
Yep, this woman was a pariah, an outcast. Her life was a mess, and nobody loved her except maybe the frogs in the well.
Your bucket is empty. Time to fill it up. Jesus has the water that you need.
How did Jesus and his disciples end up in the Samaritan village at the hottest hour of the day?
You got me. I know they were on their way back to Galilee, but no self-respecting Jew would ever think of taking a shortcut through Samaria. Needless to say, the disciples were not pleased.
What is our boss thinking, leading us into this ghetto?
Well, at least the water ought to be safe to drink. The well was dug by Jacob after all.
My grandpa told me this used to be a nice neighborhood before the Samaritans moved in.
If only they would stick with their own kind and stay where they belong. Well, I doubt if we can find a decent bite to eat in this dump, but let's get something for lunch and then get out of here.
Stick close together. Keep one hand on your wallets. And so the disciples went off to buy groceries, leaving Jesus alone at the well, sweating in the noonday sun.
And nobody else comes out that time of day except that woman.
And that's when Jesus asked me to get him a drink of water. And for once in my life, someone looked at me with kindness in their eyes instead of scorn.
Your bucket is empty. Time to fill it up. Jesus has water that you need. I saw it from my kitchen window. That hussy flouncing about the well, throwing herself at a strange man. Has she no sense of decency? Oh, the shame of it all.
I don't suppose you bothered to tell him. She's been married 5 times.
And she's not married to the man she's living with now. Her new friend would be pleased to hear that, I'm sure.
Your bucket is empty. Time to fill it up. Jesus has the water that you need.
I didn't have to tell Jesus what a nightmare my life had become. Somehow, he already knew. He listened to me. He understood me. He accepted me just as I am. And then he offered me something he called living water.
Everyone is thirsty, come and drink. Jews or Samaritans, look and sing. Everyone is thirsty, come and drink. This well will never run dry. Jesus knows your story, every word. Whether you're a person or a hummingbird, He's here to sing a song, oh, haven't you heard? His well will never run dry. Everyone is thirsty, come and drink. Jews or Samaritans, look and sing. Everyone is thirsty, come and drink. This well will never run dry. Jesus knows your story, every souls. Never need a cup or a drinking bowl. Good to go for thirst and here's the goal. Your life will change by and by. Everyone is thirsty, come and drink. Jews or Samaritans, look and sing. Everyone is thirsty, come and drink. This well will never run dry. This well will never run dry.
Hold it right there, madam. Once again, a formal charge has been filed against you, this time for fraternizing with a strange man.
He's not strange. He's Jesus, the Messiah.
The Messiah, is he? Ha 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 ha! Then I'm Justin Bieber. Come along now. We'll have a nice chat about it down at the station. And I think we'll add blasphemy to the charges.
Please, you've all simply got to meet him. I'm not the person I was. He's changed my life, and he'll change yours too.
And for the first time, the people of the village listened to her. They invited Jesus to stay with them a while, and their lives were changed too.
And remember, no matter how empty and dry your life may seem, how thirsty you are for a change,
Jesus has the water that you need.